If you're learning English and want to improve without stress, you're in the right place. This is not just a story. It's a full English learning experience. While you listen, you'll absorb grammar and vocabulary naturally, like how native speakers learn as kids. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the notifications because we drop a new story every single day to help you improve. Now let's get into today's exciting story. There was a boy named Liam who had always dreamed of visiting Spain. After years of watching travel videos, reading blogs, and imagining sunny streets filled with music and laughter, he finally booked his flight to Barcelona. He was excited, nervous, and maybe a little too confident. Liam had never traveled alone before. But he told himself that he was ready. He packed his backpack carefully, checked his passport 3 times, and even tried to learn a few Spanish words before the flight. The day he arrived, Barcelona was everything he had imagined. The weather was warm, the buildings were colorful, and the air smelled like adventure. He stepped out of the airport, took a deep breath, and smiled. He was ready for an unforgettable experience. Liam had booked a small room online. It was cheap, had good reviews, and seemed perfect for a solo traveler. But there was one small detail he had missed. The room was listed as a shared room. He didn't understand that when he made the booking. He had assumed it meant a shared kitchen or maybe a shared bathroom. But it didn't. After walking through the busy streets and stopping for a quick snack, Liam arrived at the address. It was a tall, narrow building with old wooden doors and plants hanging from the balconies. He rang the bell and an older woman opened the door. She smiled and handed him the keys without saying much. Liam didn't speak Spanish and she didn't speak English, but somehow they managed to communicate with hand gestures and smiles. Liam climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor. He opened the door to his room and was surprised to see a large bed in the middle and someone else's backpack on the floor. He froze. His first thought was that he had entered the wrong room. But the key had worked. The backpack looked like it belonged to a traveler too, maybe even someone close to his age. He looked around, confused. Then, from the small bathroom attached to the room, he heard the sound of water running. That's when he realized the truth. He wasn't alone. Liam felt a mix of panic and confusion. He double-checked the booking on his phone and finally saw it. Shared room. 1 bed, 2 guests. His heart sank. He had accidentally booked a room with a stranger. He stood there for a moment, not knowing what to do. Should he leave? Should he wait? Should he knock on the bathroom door? But before he could decide, the bathroom door opened. A guy about his age stepped out. He had wet hair and a surprised expression on his face. He looked at Liam, then at his own backpack, and then back at Liam. Both of them were silent. Liam didn't know what to say. The stranger didn't say anything either. There was a moment of awkward silence, and then the stranger simply nodded, picked up a towel, and sat on the edge of the bed. It was clear that neither of them had expected this. Liam sat in the only chair in the room, pretending to look at his phone. His mind was racing. He wasn't sure if he should leave and find another place or just stay and hope things would be okay. But his tired legs and the thought of finding another hotel in the busy city made him decide to stay, for now. The room was small and the bed was definitely not meant for 2 people. That night, Liam lay on one side of the bed, trying not to move too much. The stranger stayed on the other side, facing the wall. Neither of them said a word. Liam barely slept. The next morning, the stranger was already awake when Liam opened his eyes. He had packed his things and was about to leave. Liam felt a bit sad, though he wasn't sure why. Maybe he had hoped they would talk or become friends. But the guy just gave a quick wave and walked out. Liam now had the room to himself. He laughed at the situation. It was awkward, uncomfortable, and very unexpected, but also kind of funny. He knew it would make a great story someday. Over the next few days, Liam explored Barcelona. He visited famous places like La Sagrada Familia and Parc Güell. He walked through local markets, tasted churros for the first time, and listened to street musicians play guitar as the sun went down. But the shared room experience still followed him. Every time he returned to the room, he wondered who might walk in next. Would it be another stranger? A noisy traveler? Someone who snored? He never knew. One evening, as he returned from a long walk near the beach, he heard someone unlocking the door. He held his breath. The door opened and a tall man with a friendly face walked in. This time the man smiled and waved. Liam waved back. Although they didn't speak the same language, they found ways to communicate. The man was from Brazil and was visiting Spain for a few weeks. He used translation apps and hand gestures, and soon they were laughing and sharing stories. That night the room didn't feel so small. They talked until late, and Liam even learned a few words in Portuguese. Turned out to be one of his best nights in Barcelona. From that point on, Liam stopped worrying about the room. He realized that sometimes mistakes lead to interesting experiences. He met new people, heard different languages, and learned to be more open. What started as an awkward accident turned into an unexpected adventure. By the time his trip ended, Liam had made new friends, tried new foods, and learned more than he ever expected. He had also learned to check booking details very carefully. Back home, he told his friends about the shared room with a stranger. They laughed and couldn't believe it. But for Liam, it was more than just a funny story. It was part of a journey that changed how he saw the world. You just enjoyed a fun story, and without even realizing it, you learned useful English structures and expressions. That's the magic of storytelling. It teaches you while keeping you entertained. Every day we publish a new video to help you grow your English skills in the most natural way possible. If you liked the story, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell so you won't miss tomorrow's story. Now tell us in the comments, what would you do if you accidentally booked a room with a stranger? We read every single comment and we love hearing from you. See you in the next video.